The San Francisco Giants have traded Sam Dyson to the Minnesota Twins in exchange for 3 players. 25-year-old AAA outfielder by the name of Jaylin Davis, and they have acquired 19-year-old rookie right-hander Prelander Berroa and 20-year-old Class A right-hander Kai-Wei Teng. And so this is a huge deal. The Minnesota Twins have given us so much in return. And what this shows is that the first place Twins, they were desperate to acquire some bullpen help. And they very much have given us, the Giants, a very nice package here. And this is a move that Farhan Zaidi would not have made had the value in return not been something that was worth trading a Sam Dyson. Because you look at the season that Sam Dyson was having for the Giants this year, the 31-year-old right-hander in 51 innings struck out 47 batters and only walked 7 batters. So that just shows how effective he was in commanding his stuff, and to go along with a 2.47 ERA. So let's get into those 3 players that the Giants have acquired. First on the list, Jaylin Davis, only 25 years old, and like I said, he was a AAA outfielder, and so he was having such a phenomenal year down in AA that he got moved up to AAA. And when he moved up to AAA, things only got better for him as he was hitting .331 in AAA. And so the big thing with Jaylin Davis, he's got big power, especially to the opposite field. He hits the ball really hard, and he has just been on a tear. And so the one thing also with him, guys, is that, he does have a tendency to swing and miss. But like a lot of young players, as they go through their development, that's just something that is going to take some time for them to make those adjustments to improve upon that. And in terms of his defense, I wouldn't say an extremely plus defender, but he is an average defender, so very solid still, and has a very solid throwing arm. So you definitely love that. He can hold his own out there defensively. And if we're going to look at the numbers, guys, down in the minor leagues since June 24th, he's got 48 hits, and he leads all of the minors with 40 RBIs, and he's got 38 runs scored and 15 home runs since June 24th. So absolutely getting the job done. Like I said, moving up to AAA, he has continued to hit. And so this is, absolutely phenomenal here. He is also a former 24th round pick from the Minnesota Twins. And then also, so next up on the list, guys, Prelander Berroa, a 19-year-old right-handed pitcher. So he's a undersized righty at 5'11", 170 pounds. And when you hear those numbers, it reminds you of a Tim Lincecum, as Tim Lincecum is about the similar height and weight. And so, of course, when you got a guy so, young build in terms of the weight there, you definitely wonder, can a pitcher with that weight take on the toll of pitching several seasons in the major leagues? Of course, with Tim Lincecum, I think the issue with him is that his unique delivery used a lot of power in his hips. And so, when his hips went down and he had to get hip surgery, Tim Lincecum never was able to be the same. And so you wonder if the wear and tear of the hips on Lincecum was a factor in his decline. But, nevertheless, you always love to see that a guy, he can definitely put on some weight and definitely be able to take on that toll of pitching a lot of innings. So he's got a big arm, guys, working on his command, of course. He throws 92 to 98 miles per hour, and his slider and changeup is currently still in development. So very young here. You definitely imagine if he could throw one like Tim Lincecum. The changeup was absolutely deathly there. So, and in 7 starts down in Advanced Rookie League, he in 31 and 2/3 innings, he had 37 strikeouts. So you love to see the strikeout stuff for Berroa, and he had a 4.55 ERA. So definitely cannot wait to see the development of this young guy. Only 19 years old. It's going to be phenomenal down there to see where he'll be in the years to come. And then finally, guys, the Giants acquired 20-year-old Kai-Wei Teng, a pitcher. He signed originally for $500,000 out of Taiwan. He's got a 4-pitch mix, able to throw 90 to 95 miles per hour on that radar gun, averaging 93. So very good velocity there, and you love the average there. So good, solid stuff. And also he stands at 6'4", very tall, 260 pounds, and his best secondary pitch is a nice curveball that can go anywhere from 77 to 83 miles per hour. When you could throw a curveball at 83 miles an hour at the age of 20 and your fastball is hitting 95, I mean, some guys' fastballs are 83 or 85, you know. And so for your curveball to be at that velocity, man, that is a live arm. And in single A, he was enjoying a solid season, going 4-0 with a 1.60 ERA. So the return of talent the Giants got in acquiring 2 pitchers and a power-hitting outfielder from AAA, you know, what a phenomenal deal in trading Sam Dyson, because the return on this deal is just amazing, and it shows the desperation on the Twins side of things. You know, they're in first place. They were desperate for some bullpen help. I believe the Twins were only 13th in the bullpen, so, you know, they definitely were trying to acquire some bullpen help there, and they get a Sam Dyson apiece who, you know, is going to be very beneficial to them, and it'll help solidify other roles in their bullpen. And of course, guys, on Sam Dyson, he was a 4th-round draft pick originally in 2010 by the Toronto Blue Jays. And with this trade now, he will be moving to his 5th Major League team. And, you know, one other thing to note is that Sam Dyson is under contract for 1 more year, so he will not be a free agent until the 2020 season. And of course, when the Giants acquired him in 2017 from the Texas Rangers, you know, at the time it didn't seem like it was a big move, but we brought him in, and ever since then, he has just been a phenomenal Giant, always getting the job done. Of course, you know, he had his moments where he blew some games, but just like any player, you're never going to be perfect, and so you always remember the good times. And Sam Dyson pitched with a sub-2 ERA across 2.5+ seasons with the orange and black. So we want to thank Sam Dyson for his time as a Giant. And, you know, phenomenal to see him continue that ride this year. He even closed out a game of recent, you know, so still continuing to do a phenomenal job into 2019. So we wish him all the best in Minnesota. And so, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you made it all the way through, be sure to smash that like button and comment down below, guys. I would love to hear your opinion and your perspective. What are your guys' thoughts on the deal to acquire these 3 players in Jaylin Davis, Prelander Berroa, and Kai-Wei Teng? So I love to read your guys' comments. I love to interact with you guys. Love to hear what's going on in your mind, and what are your thoughts with the San Francisco Giants. What a trade deadline it's been, and all the acquisitions we made. Also would love to hear your guys' thoughts on Mad Bum staying a Giant. That was the most ecstatic thing above everything, at least for me as a Giants fan, going into the trade deadline. I can just recall right before I clocked in, I had work at 1 o'clock, right at the deadline, so I can just remember looking at my phone right before clocking in, just seeing, you know, making sure if any news was going to leak out, if Bumgarner was going to get traded or not. And so extremely thankful that, you know, we're going to still continue to see Mad Bum in a Giants uniform, and hopefully this is going to be a sign of things to come, guys. What a run, what a ride we are in. Fasten your seatbelts. The last 2 months of the year, it's going to be exciting. Hopefully we potentially could be seeing Madison Bumgarner in a wild card scenario, or maybe even we can catch the Dodgers, guys, in the standings. Anything is possible. If you believe it, you can do it. If you dream it, you can do it. And just got to take it 1 game at a time. And so until next time, guys, I will see you again. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.